This is the story of how I grew my hair from this to this in a year by accident. Hold on, you need to see the full picture of what we're working with right now. I have so much hair now. It is so long. I wasn't really trying to grow my hair out, and then one day I woke up and realized, holy sh*, my hair got long. So I'm gonna walk you through, to the best of my ability, what I did that I think made a difference, not just in the last year, but in particular the last 6 months. Because the last 6 months, I feel like it's just gotten crazy. Out of control. It is growing like a weed. I wanna put my banana clip back in. I love them. I am not here to sell you any miracle products, shampoos, serums, none of that. I get a lot of hair talk now in my algorithm because now I'm actually kind of researching how I can make this even better. And every time I find a girl with insanely gorgeous long hair and a beautiful transformation, she's always selling a miracle growth system or shampoo or oil or supplement. Take it from me, someone who did not use anything like that to have this transformation happen. You do not need those things, I think, to make a pretty significant difference. I actually think you might need to just do less, because that's what I did. Let me explain. If you're new here, I was not someone who was just blessed with a gorgeous head of hair. I had a gorgeous color, fetus Mikey. But my hair throughout my lifetime has been very thin, very fine, straight, flat. I've got no built-in volume. I was told my whole life by people who have done my hair that I have extremely fine hair, but that I have a lot of it. But it didn't always look like I had a lot of it. I feel like I have brought out the best in my hair genetics in the last 6 months to a year. But this is what my hair normally looked like for most of my life. Couldn't get it to grow evenly. Just like sad looking. I knew that it was damaged. I've been dyeing my hair since I was probably 13. The first time I ever got highlights in these bangs. It was all over from there. But if you've watched me for any amount of time, you can go back in my videos and see my hair was nothing to really write home about. If you've been here a really long time, you might be thinking of one thing in particular where I was a guest on Guy Tang's channel. I can't repeat the name of the transformation because I don't want this video to get demonetized, but let's just say my hair was compared to a type of hair on the body that does not grow from your head. And honestly, the beginning of that transformation did resemble that. But quick side note about that, my hair did not look like that on a regular basis. I was asked the day before to use color remover 2 times on box dyed black hair. And I left it on for a long time to make sure that it lifted at least up to orange before we started. A lot of people seem to think I was just walking around with that on my head. I wasn't. It looked a lot more like this on a daily basis. Still not great, but I really thought that genetically this was the best my hair could do. Little did I know it could do all this. My hair basically never grew past here, I'd say. And if it got down to here, it wasn't a full here. I wore a lot of extensions. I wore a lot of wigs because I never really was happy with my hair. And it gave me a lot more flexibility so that I didn't have to dye it as often and still have fun with my hair. And then in 2019, I decided to just chop it off. I wanted it to feel thicker and healthier. I wanted it to have a straight bottom edge to it, and that resulted in this haircut, which I loved this hairstyle. It was a moment. I feel like it suited me very well. So for years, I just kept it really short. Because my hair is just kind of bleh, short hair works well. I can easily make it volumey because it's lighter. I can continue to damage the hell out of it, and it's fine because I want to keep it short. I'm going to be cutting off the ends soon anyway. It was a good choice. But then, sometime last year, I was at the airport and I was walking behind a woman who just had the longest, prettiest natural hair. And in that moment, something changed in my mind where I was like, I wish I could grow my hair like that. But I knew that for me, without extensions, that look is probably nowhere near possible. So I just kind of put it in the back of my mind. Let's get into the good stuff. Let me start with what I did not do or what I do not think contributed to the change in the overall quality and texture and look of my hair, as well as the growth. I do not think it had anything to do with the shampoo or conditioner that I use, because I switched my shampoo and conditioner several times throughout the last year, so it's not that. I did not use any specific mask or treatment or oil or serum. No miracle hair growth products here. I did not take any hair growth supplements, biotin, stuff like that. I did not do any scalp massages. I haven't even gotten a trim or get my split ends trimmed, which I know people are gonna have opinions about. I'm just being really honest about what I have or haven't done, because one of the things that they say to do if you're growing out your hair is to get routine trims, and I haven't. So just keep that in mind as we go. Now let's talk about what I actually did do. I'm pretty sure my hair today is the result of sheer laziness. So I can only theorize what has helped. Because I was not really intentionally growing it out, I don't know for sure what did it, but now that I've looked back on the last 6 months to a year, I can guess all the little habit changes that I've made that probably contributed to the change. So I'm just gonna share all of those, and if you're not doing some of them, maybe try them. The good news is that they're all really easy because I was being really lazy with my hair. The overarching theme here that made the biggest difference is I left it the hell alone. Let me explain how. Sometime around last fall, I just stopped getting it colored completely for a long time because I had scheduling difficulties with my main hairstylist, and months went by, and then eventually I was like, well, I should probably just try to find someone closer to me anyway, and then I was too lazy to find a new hairstylist, so I just did not do any coloring to my hair for a very long period of time for me. Before this, I had split dye hair. It was half platinum blonde, half like a level 3 dark brown/black. I had to get my roots done every 5 weeks or it looked ridiculous. I have left my hair alone though for 6 months at a time in the past, and it didn't grow like this. So I know it wasn't just that, but I do think that helped a lot. Out of laziness, I only washed it about once a week. It used to be more like twice a week, and I figured my hair would get more oily doing that, but it actually didn't. It adjusted, and my hair definitely would be oily by the end of the week, but I was putting it up in buns and ponytails anyway, so it didn't matter. Because of laziness, I wasn't really styling it. I basically stopped using hot tools on it entirely. I stopped using curling irons, I stopped using straighteners. Most of the time, I let my hair air dry, like completely. If I dried my hair, I used a Dyson Airwrap, which I do think helped a bit. I do think it's gentler on your hair in general. I don't use the highest heat setting, I use the middle one. And I would do it like this. I have a lot of hair content on my Instagram, by the way, so if you wanna know more about what I'm doing hair-wise, follow me on there. Same thing as here, at Mikey, but spelled funny, M-Y-K-I-E. But this is how I would do my post-wash blowout. I'd use the Dyson Airwrap to curl the hair. Directly from there, I would put it in a Velcro roller like this. I'd clip it to my head, and then I would leave it sit there for as long as I could, usually anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour, depending on what else I was doing. It would give me that big, beautiful 90s blowout that is my favorite hair ever, ever, ever. And then I didn't put any other heat on it for the rest of the week. I would wash it again a week later, do the blowout thing, and then go another week. If I did the blowout at all, then I tried a couple of heatless styling tools, because genuinely, I think they take less effort, way less time, and it looks way better. Again, I have tutorials on all of these on my Instagram, but some ones that I commonly use are this guy, like the giant noodle that you stick on your head, and then you wrap the hair around it like so, and then you take it out the next morning and you've got a beautiful head of curls. This works so well. Sorry, I'm waving a noodle at you. This is comfy to sleep in. It's really inexpensive. The curls last forever, and it takes like 5 minutes to do the night before. It's crazy. Can't recommend that one enough. You can do something very similar with socks. I haven't tried that one yet, but I'm gonna try it really soon, so again, check for that on Instagram. I also use things like this sometimes if I don't want curls per se, but I wanna prolong the blowout that I did with the Dyson Airwrap. These are smaller noodles, but they have a little clip in the back, and again, video on how I did it here, and you end up wrapping these little dome donuts on your head, and you sleep with these on, and when you take out, oh god, oh no, shit. And when you take out your hair in the morning, it's floofy and big and volumey again. So I love that option. Some really small things that I started to do that I think just damaged my hair less over time is I started to sleep in a silk bonnet, one of these guys, because I sleep with an eye mask every night. I've upgraded from blackout curtains to this, and I started to notice that this band in the back, which is like a rough elastic, was causing breakage right here at the back of my head where it would sit every night and rub. So I started to wear this bonnet so that this was sitting over the bonnet and it wasn't breaking my hair. Now I also sleep with a silk eye mask. That way, if I'm lazy and I don't feel like wearing the bonnet, which does happen because again, the theme here is laziness, this still won't damage my hair since the elastic strap here is covered in a silk material. Like I said, most of the week, my hair was just kind of up out of my face and I wasn't thinking about it at all. When I did that, I was using non-damaging hair accessories just out of habit and comfort. I stopped using traditional hair ties and I started using things like satin or silk wrapped hair ties instead. This was the gateway drug into other ones. Big floofy versions of that. Banana clips. If you don't do them tight, they are not damaging. And they're really comfy. I have a whole thing on banana clips on my Instagram. So if you want to hear me rant about a banana clip for 20 minutes, just go there. And these pin things, they come in skinnier versions and they're perfect. Let me demonstrate. Hold on. Taking out the banana clip again. Exhibit A, hair. Exhibit B, thing. I don't even know what they're called. But if you, let's see, am I gonna stay in focus? Let's try it. If you put your hair in a bun, wrap it around all loose, right? Then you take this thing and you just like weave it in a little and stab the bun. That's it. Perfect buns every time. And it's really comfy and it stays really well. I also use the skinny ones to do space buns. I have a video on that. And honestly, in terms of just getting my hair off my face, off my neck, that's my go-to. And I think that's made a huge difference. Ooh. Something else that I think has helped a lot over time is I don't use regular brushes anymore, ever. I didn't choose these to prevent damage, but I think that they have. I only use wet brushes now. Sorry, I know they're hairy. I tried to pull out as much as I could. But this is a brand where the, what are these called? The pokey things are more flexible. So when you brush, it's a lot more gentle. And in theory, you can use it with wet hair. But I've noticed that even for just dry hair, this is so much more comfortable for me than a normal brush. I hate normal brushes now. I will only use wet brushes. This one's got some boar bristles in it too. And the wet brush pokey things, I love them. I think they've made a difference. My hair is getting pulled less. If I have tangles, I feel like it's gentler to remove them. I don't really get tangles now though either. The less product I've put in my hair, the less tangly it's gotten too. I only use product when I'm doing the Dyson Airwrap blowout thing, and I don't use a lot of product. Basically, all I use is a volume mousse, and it does not have to be this one. I have switched it several times, so there's nothing about this volume mousse in particular that is like a miracle. But if you wanna know, this is the one I've been using for a little while, but I'm gonna switch to a different one as soon as this runs out because I just like trying new products. I always use a heat protectant spray, first and foremost, but I've been doing that for years, so that's not a new thing in my routine, but I do use this. I'll put some oil on the mid to ends of my hair before I blow dry it, just to make sure they have a little extra moisture locked in. This is from Function of Beauty. I don't even know what oils they are. I have no idea. I don't know if it's argan oil. I don't know if it's jojoba, coconut. What else could it be? See, I don't know. But like I said, I've only done that to prep my hair to put heat on it. And then normally once it's floofed and I take out the rollers, I'll finish it off with some kind of texture spray. And that's it. This stuff smells amazing, by the way. Again, I'm not trying to get you to buy any product in particular, but Kevin Murphy bedroom hair, oh my God. I digress. In addition, I do think that those products, particularly any volume mousse and basically any texture spray, and I think it's kind of obvious, but anything that dries your hair with the root up to give you more volume at the root, I think makes your hair kind of appear thicker even if it's not. I think it was worth the investment, but the Airwrap is pretty expensive and there are less expensive dupes online that you can buy that are similar to the Airwrap. But even if you don't do the blowout thing, part of the reason I love my noodle and this noodle is that when your hair is either slightly damp or dry and you put some spray in it and then you sleep with it overnight, it's still giving you that lift at the root. And that makes your hair look bigger and floofier and better and thicker. Anyway, you get my point. My hair today is actually not the result of a Dyson Airwrap blowout. I washed my hair, I let it almost completely air dry. I put it in my long pink noodle overnight. I had really curly hair the next day, and then I straightened it today to prove that you can use banana clips on straight hair. I digress. But anyway, I just, oh no, I'm gonna become the banana clip girl. And I never straighten my hair anymore. I was surprised to find that I kept my straightener because for what purpose? I guess for that purpose. So I actually have less volume at the root than I normally do right now, but you can see how floofy it gets when you take out the rollers. But same thing with the noodle options. The longer you can leave them in, the better. I think some people use them once, they only leave them in overnight for like 7 hours of sleep on hair that's probably too wet. And they take it out and it's not that floofy and the curls don't last that long. I promise you, if you can put that in your hair earlier in the night, where like you're awake for a few hours and then you go to sleep and then you do your makeup and you're basically getting ready for work and the whole day and then you take them out, so they've been sitting in there for 12, 13 hours, you will have curls for days and they will look amazing. I want my banana clip again. I'm addicted. I just think they're so cute. Shit, that's the first time I ever broke one after everyone told me that they always break, and I've never broken one. I will say I do eat healthy. I think that that contributes to it a bit, but I have eaten healthy for years now, and that hasn't been the sole factor in changing hair growth for me. However, I'm gonna throw in one more thing that might have helped that is, I think, a controversial take because I really do not know if it helped. I'm just gonna stress that again. I do not know if it helped, but it's the only other thing I've changed, especially in the last 6 months, that lines right up with the crazy hair growth. Last fall, I got really sick. I ended up taking several courses of antibiotics in a short amount of time. And afterwards, it was imperative for me to religiously take probiotics to repopulate my gut with good bacteria, because antibiotics wipe out good and bad bacteria. I was taking 2 probiotics every single day for about 4 months or so. I Googled it, and apparently probiotics can potentially help with hair growth. I've never heard of that before. Again, I do not know if that really made a big difference, but I did add them to what I was doing, incidentally, for something completely different, at the same time that I started to notice my hair really get very long and thick and healthy looking very fast. I'll put the 2 probiotics up here on the screen in case you want to do your research and talk to your doctor. Please don't just take them. If you don't need them, you shouldn't add more stuff into your body. I'm always worried about stuff like that, but I do wonder if they contributed to what I got going on today. Take that as you will. And since then, somewhat recently, I went back to a salon for the first time in about 6 months. After I had the black and white split dye, we met both sides in the middle with a bright red, and I let that grow out and fade for half a year. It ended up fading out to something very close to my natural color, and since I noticed there was so much hair growth, all of a sudden, it kind of encouraged me to want to basically just go back to my natural color, whatever it was today. I haven't seen my natural color in so long, but it's basically this. It's a very muted strawberry blonde now, and I just asked for most of my hair to match as close to my 4 inches of grow out as they could get it. And then I asked for some face framing blonde and highlights, and that's what I'm working with now. And I can just let this grow out for months if I want to. I'll probably touch up the blonde in the front because I do like that. I'm just gonna see how long I can grow it at this point. It's funny because now that I've noticed good things happening and it's kind of changing my mind about the genetic capacity of my hair, now I kind of want to start implementing things that people say you should do, not out of laziness, but intentionally to grow your hair. Like, I'm starting to dabble in scalp massages now. I'm starting to try out different hair oils now. But again, I did not use those things at all to get to this point. So take it from me, you can be extremely lazy, and sometimes that's the best thing for it, is to just leave it be. Especially if you're someone like me who used to style it a lot with heat, dye it all the time, damage it all the time, wear extensions. That's another thing. I haven't worn clip-ins in at least a year. And I think that helps because I don't have stuff pulling on my scalp as much as I used to. I don't have heat on my scalp and my hair as much as I used to. I definitely have split ends. I definitely do not have the healthiest hair. I'm not claiming that I do, but it is definitely healthier looking, thicker looking, and way longer than it's ever been in my life. That's pretty freaking cool. So many of you have been asking for the routine. That's the routine. I hope it's not disappointing because it's so unintentional, but who would have thought? Now, if you'll excuse me, I think I'm gonna go put my beautiful noodle in my hair so that I can wake up with gorgeous coils tomorrow. Bye.